Jet lag hums in your bones, and the first week in a new country already feels like a year. Street signs blur, phones glitch, and even a grocery aisle looks like a puzzle you forgot how to solve. You reach for each other in the rental kitchen and whisper, "We can do this." This is supporting partner through culture shock, and love can be the steadier language when every other word feels new. Culture shock rarely announces itself with a headline. It arrives as small, stubborn moments that pile up until the heart is heavy. The bus app won't load. The cashier speaks too fast. The simplest task steals your energy. You're not broken, you're adjusting. Welcome to Whispered Hearts, English, where we hold space for couples who are brave enough to start over. Tonight we're mapping the feelings beneath the logistics and the rituals that make overwhelm feel smaller. We'll make room for homesickness and hope in the same scene. We'll translate confusion into connection, one breath at a time. What does culture shock feel like inside a relationship? It's not just frustration. It's the ache of losing competence, the sting of missing jokes, the exhaustion of smiling through static. Research shows big transitions tax our nervous systems, and love often absorbs the spillover. Have you noticed the tide of emotion rising at unexpected moments, like standing in a bright Target aisle, trying to choose cereal you've never seen? But there's something even quieter holding love together while the world feels loud. It's the small, repeatable assurances that say, we are safe with each other, even when nothing else is familiar. You can't control how a city moves. You can control how you meet each other inside it. What would change if the day started with a promise, not a plan? Supporting partner through culture shock begins with naming what the body is saying. For the newcomer, anxiety might show up as foggy focus, quick tears, or sudden fatigue. For the supporter, stress might look like hyperfixing, over-explaining, or going silent to stay strong. Put words to the pattern. Say, when we're out and I feel lost, I shut down. When you see that, could you touch my shoulder and slow your words? The first strategy is translation that's bigger than language. Translate feelings. If your partner's face tightens on a crowded bus, you say, "This is a lot. Would you like a break at the next stop?" You're not asking them to be tougher. You're helping with cultural adjustment by reading the weather in their body and responding with shelter. Have you tried translating emotion before translating directions? Routines can become handles on a slippery day. Build 2 anchors you can keep almost anywhere. It could be a morning tea ritual by the apartment window and a short evening walk around the block. The walk stays even if the route changes, and the tea stays even if the mug is new. Small sameness steadies big change. But there's a question that often hides under the rush to adjust faster. What if the real pressure isn't the city you move to, but the story you're believing about how quickly you should belong? If the story is, we should have this down already, every mistake feels like failure. If the story is, we're apprentices in a new place, every mistake becomes data. Which story do you want guiding the next week? Practical help matters. Create a shared firsts map. First doctor, first hair appointment, first cafe where the barista smiles. Celebrate when one gets checked off. Use a single notes app and snap photos of translated signs, unfamiliar ingredients, and helpful landmarks. For relationship support for immigrants, small systems prevent unnecessary stress and keep the wins visible. The newcomer's confidence grows when they can try, fail safely, and try again. Let them speak to the server first, even if it takes longer. Stand beside them as backup, not as a rescuer. If the words freeze, You step in with kindness and a short phrase, then step back out. Independence builds faster inside gentle support than under constant protection. Which everyday task could become their practice ground this week? Homesickness arrives without an invitation. It smells like your old street after rain. It sounds like the rhythm of your language at a bus stop. Make a home altar of comfort. Photos, a scarf, a spice tin, a tiny flag, a playlist. Give the altar a place that's visible but calm. When the day unravels, you touch the familiar and breathe. What object would you place there first? But there's something even more tender on the other side of homesickness. It's grief. You didn't just gain a new life. You left an old one. Favorite bakeries, aunties who hug without words, the shortcut through the alley, the softness of your own language when you're tired. Let grief be named so it doesn't turn into irritation with each other. Have you told the story of what you left behind, out loud, on purpose? When overwhelm turns to conflict, slow the scene down. Picture a Tuesday night in a small kitchen. It's late. 2 forks in the sink. One of you snaps. You said the DMV would be easy. The other stares at the counter and blinks hard. This is the moment to model repair that brings you back to the same side. Say, "I'm sorry I tightened up. I feel scared when things take longer than I hoped. I made it your fault. You didn't deserve that." Then ask, what would feel supportive tomorrow? Listening first or help with the forms? The partner breathes. They say, "Let's fill the forms together, but can we laugh about it after?" This is a specific action with safety and empathy inside it. What would your repair sound like at your table? The city itself can partner with you. Choose a simple route with sensory softness, a park loop with autumn leaves underfoot, a neighborhood street where porch lights glow at dusk, a river path where geese honk like old friends. Walk that route every few days. Let the body learn where to relax. Let the place become part of your nervous system's map. Learning belongs in the plan, but it should be playful. Read a kid's book in the new language and celebrate the 5 words you pronounce well. Watch a local cooking show with subtitles and try one recipe together on a Sunday. If the grocery is confusing, buy 3 unfamiliar items and guess their best uses. Cross-cultural adaptation tips land better when curiosity leads and judgment stays quiet. But here's a curiosity spike that can shift your timeline. What if the measure of progress isn't comfort, but capacity? Comfort says, "I felt good in today." Capacity says, "I had a hard day and I still found one small way to belong." Which measure would let your love grow faster? Comfort you can't control, or capacity you can practice? A weekly rhythm can make space for both. Try a Sunday planning ritual with snacks and sticky notes. You each choose one simple stretch for the week ahead. Order coffee in the new language. Take the bus, one stop alone. Join a local library. Keep it tiny. Keep it doable. Then add one comfort plan. Video call with family. Watch a favorite show. Cook a dish that tastes like home. Research shows naming emotions reduces intensity and increases choice. Start check-ins with a weather report. Today was grey with a warm patch at lunch when the neighbour waved. Or, stormy morning, steady by evening. Then ask, what's our umbrella tonight? You're not ignoring the weather. You're preparing for it. Community matters more than perfection. Find one place where you don't have to explain yourself. An expat meetup, a language exchange at a cafe, a cultural centre, or a community kitchen where everyone mixes recipes and stories. Relationship support for immigrants grows when you're near people who nod before you finish the sentence, Who do you already know that could become part of this circle? For the supportive partner, remember to care for your own horizon. Fatigue can sneak in as competence. You handle calls, you book appointments, you translate and drive and chair. Then your patience snaps without warning. Set boundaries that protect your soft places. Choose nights without errands. Ask a friend to share a ride. Your steadiness is a gift. It needs refilling. But there's a thread you can hold when the map feels blank. Belonging is not a finish line. It's a rhythm your life learns as you show up. You might still miss the old bakery while finding your new favorite bench by the fountain. Both can be true. Both can be loved. Midway through, hear this from the heart of whispered hearts. English. You are not behind if your partner is still learning the checkout screen or if you still dread phone trees. You're allowed to take longer than you planned and still be proud of how you're trying. This is a place where you belong while you build belonging. Celebrate micro wins like they matter. Because they do. The first time your partner jokes with a neighbor. The first time you understand a subway announcement without looking around. The first time you both navigate a farmer's market and come home grinning with peaches. Culture shock recovery in love is measured in these tiny golden coins. Which coin did you earn today? Homes feel real when they smell like something. Make a signature scent for your new place. Roasted garlic on Tuesdays. Cinnamon oatmeal on cold mornings. A candle that smells like rain after heat. Anchor the seasons as they roll. Summer evening warmth on the balcony with iced tea and a slow playlist. A crisp winter air walk where your breath makes clouds and your hands find each other in your pockets. When setbacks come, and they will, keep your sentences simple. I'm overloaded. Can we pause? I'm okay to try again in 10 minutes. I need a hug before we talk. Short words reduce friction. Gentle tone preserves trust. You're teaching each other how to be found. Let playfulness come back early. Hunt for the best local donut. Rank neighborhood parks by which bench catches the light. Learn the bus driver's favorite sports team and cheer when they do. Helping with cultural adjustment doesn't have to wear a serious face every hour of the day. Joy is a skill you can practice, but there's something else waiting, and it begins with pride. Not the loud kind, the quiet, daily pride of two people who keep showing up. Make a shared scrapbook, digital or messy. Photos of firsts, a list of inside jokes from the new language. A map with pins for the first time this felt normal. On hard days, scroll through proof that effort is building a life. If family back home worries, give them a role that comforts both sides. Ask for voice notes of everyday sounds. A street vendor, a cousin's laughter, the kettle at your old kitchen. Send your new sounds in return. Morning trains, the creak of your stairs, the ping of your building's elevator. Sound bridges are powerful. They make distance feel smaller. When fear spikes in public, use a simple grounding routine together. Name 5 things you see, 4 you feel, 3 you hear, 2 you smell, 1 you can taste. Do it as a quiet game while waiting in line. You'll look like 2 people in love, not 2 people in distress. Because you are. There will be days you argue about money, schedules, and whose turn it is to make the next call. Make a plan for the after of every argument so you don't get stuck. A warm washcloth handed over, a short walk around the block, a favorite snack on the counter. Repair is a bridge you build before you need it, and you cross it often. If the newcomer feels shame, respond with dignity, not pep talks. Say, "It makes sense that this feels hard. You're learning 10 skills at once. Then ask, what's the smallest next step that would make you feel strong today? Agency returns in tiny steps, so does courage. But there's one more shift that helps when motivation dips. Change the question from, do you feel ready? To, how can we make this feel safe enough to try? Safety opens the door. Readiness walks through it. The distance between them is where love does its best work. Keep a shared document named belonging. Add notes like, neighbor waved. Barista remembered the order. We found a radio station we like. On days that feel blank, read the list out loud. Progress is quiet until you name it. Make time for the old culture inside the new life. This is not disloyalty. It's nourishment. Host a small dinner with familiar recipes. Watch a film from home with subtitles and popcorn. Teach a friend one phrase you miss saying. Blending is richer than replacing. It lets love breathe. And when the city gives you a gift, receive it. A stranger offers directions without a sigh. A co-worker invites you for lunch and laughs at your joke. The sunset hits the river like poured copper, and you both stop talking. Tell each other, we saw that. Make noticing part of your couple culture. As we come close to the end, take a breath and picture a spring rain slicking the sidewalks. The smell is clean and green. You step around puddles together and trade stories from the day. Later, in late September, leaves skitter along the curb like small boats, and you realize the street feels less like a maze. It feels like a path you know. If you needed someone to say this, let it land now. You're doing a brave thing. Whispered hearts. English is here for the late nights, the early mornings, and the in-betweens where you wonder if you're getting anywhere. You are. You really are. We'll leave the door open for community because your story helps someone else breathe easier. What helped you most when adjusting to a new culture? Share one idea. It might become someone's lifeline when their day starts to slip. When the lights are low and the city hums outside your window, hold the truth that steadies everything. New surroundings can overwhelm, but love can anchor you. Keep practicing the tiny rituals, the soft repairs, the proud little wins. That's how your home grows from the inside out, and how you keep supporting partner through culture shock with patience and heart.